Climbing man-made boulders, like we just saw Brian do so magnificently, is just one of the many and varied things you can do in and around Brooklyn Bridge Park this summer. And here to share more about a whole slew of arts events and outdoor activities that kick off this month is Nancy Webster, Executive Director of the Brooklyn Bridge Park Conservancy. Thank you very much for being here on BK Live, Nancy.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Brian and Greg. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Why don't we talk about the history of the Conservancy? How did the Conservancy help to bring this famous park to life?
Sure. You know, the Conservancy began about 30 years ago. We emerged as the leaders of the grassroots movement who advocated for building a park down on the Brooklyn waterfront. And, you know, it's really one of the most inspiring stories of civic participation in New York City over the last few decades, because in the mid-'80s, the Port Authority wanted to sell those piers for commercial development. And citizens, folks just like you and me, said, no, you know, let's think bigger. Let's build a park on these piers. And after a lot of hard work, the city and state agreed. And now we have one of the most beloved, wonderful public spaces in New York City, right here in Brooklyn.
The whole nation, like I would venture. Those views are fantastic. And it's started so long ago. In my mind, it seems like there was never a time when that park wasn't so beautiful and utilized, from Celebrate Brooklyn to these yogas to film. So how do you guys program all of that?
Well, you know, the park does seem like, I think it's such a perfect fit. It almost seems like it's always been here, but in reality, you know, we're still in our youth in the park, as you will. You know, we have a really dedicated staff who works very hard all winter long to program the more than 500 free cultural, recreational, and educational activities that we have in the park. We do a lot of experimenting and a lot of trial and error. We take what we learned one season and apply it to the next, and then add new things into the mix as well.
That's great. Let's highlight some of those, the 500 we have going on this summer. I mean, I'm curious about the pools. There's a pool there? No? Am I wrong?
There's a pool. We
pool.
call it the pop-up pool. It's located right on the uplands of Pier 2. It's a pool. It's terrific for families, and it also has a small beach and concession with it. So if you want to have sort of a day at the beach at Brooklyn Bridge Park, you should come to the pop-up pool.
So how do you keep this train going? There's so many great programming ideas, but there's also the very real reality of keeping it clean, keeping everything going in terms of programming, and just paying to keep the lights on in the park. How do you guys balance that?
Well, you know, the Conservancy, our portfolio, if you will, is the free events and activities in the park, and we work really closely with the park operations and maintenance staff, you know, to make sure that our programs are distributed through the park, that we clean up and things are kept ready for, you know, park goers after one of our programs end. And then we get out there and we fundraise to help bring all of these free activities to the park. And we work in partnership with lots of folks all across the city to bring the rich variety of activities that we have in the park.
I love the activities. I got to ask about the pool. What are some movies you're showing in the park this summer?
You know,
I love the movies.
I think that folks probably know us best by our signature movie series, Movies with a View. Thursday nights in July and August in the park. We've got a great lineup this year. We have Purple Rain. We're going to be showing.
Popular.
It is going to be popular.
Look at that view.
Yes, American Graffiti.
Yeah.
Lots of Singing in the Rain. We tried to get a variety of films to appeal to as many different audiences as we can.
So what's the most popular event? Like, lots of people know it for the movies, but is there one event that even you guys, like when the numbers came in, you're like, wow, this is the secret's out. Brooklyn Bridge Park is a thing.
The secret sauce. Well, you know, obviously our movies, very popular. It's what people know us by. Kayaking on Saturdays and Thursday evenings, probably around 6,000 folks over the course of the summer come for free kayaking. I mean, it's extraordinary. You can get out on a boat for free in Brooklyn Bridge Park. Our family festivals, we just had a Dumbo Family Festival, and we'll have another one in the fall down on Pier 6. Very, very popular activities.
So conversely, what's the little jewel that enough people don't know about that it's like people should really be taking advantage of this that's down at the park. Like, people don't really know.
One thing that we're new activity that we're very excited about, right next to the boulders, is our Environmental Education Center. Now, we just opened up last fall, but we've recently expanded all of our public open hours. So Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, Saturday and Sunday afternoons, you can come to the Ed Center. We have a marine aquarium featuring the fish and marine animals that you'll find right in the East River, just underneath the Manhattan Bridge. We have a discovery station with hands-on exhibits for kids that will teach them about the plants and animals of the park and the features of the park that make its design so special, its sustainability, its use of native plants, and the restoration of natural habitat. So if you really want to get deeper with Brooklyn Bridge Park, understand what's there and why it is such an important contribution to the city's environment, the Education Center is a great place to visit. So again, Tuesday, Thursday afternoons, Saturday and Sunday.
That's great.
And it's fun.
What sort of outreach goes on in terms of from the Bridge Park to other communities, if any, getting people in?
You know, we have a very rich website, and I hope that all of your viewers come and take a look at it, brooklynbridgepark.org. We have a very robust social media presence. Our education program with school groups, we reach in every single zip code in Brooklyn. School groups have come down to the park to learn more about it. So we're in constant communication with groups all across the city trying to bring folks to Brooklyn Bridge Park. You know, the most important thing is that from our mission standpoint is that folks all across Brooklyn and all across New York City feel like there's something for them in Brooklyn Bridge Park, that they have a place and a home in really this extraordinary waterfront amenity that we have.
Well, there you have it. Plan a day, plan a whole weekend, and tell people you know who are visiting that Brooklyn Bridge Park is the place to be, right? I mean, how often are we asked, oh, what should people do in Brooklyn? That's what to do in Brooklyn. Everything that there is in Brooklyn Bridge Park, am I right?
You can go rock climbing and end up at the world's best skyline.
All right, well, Craig, I hope to see you in the park, and I know we'll see you again down at the boulders.
I'm hooked.
Yeah, we'll both be bouldering. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.